Hi Gemini, welcome to your monthly tarot scope for April. I am in a baseball field. I've been walking around on the river with my dog here, Oliver, in case you haven't made an acquaintance, for about half an hour, thinking maybe I should do a video here. I changed the spot. I was set at one spot, then the wind came. I set at another spot, then the sun was too strong or was completely hidden, or suddenly people came, and like every time I thought it's going to be perfect. I thought this is the right timing, this is the right place. The forces of nature came and showed me otherwise. There's a phrase in Yiddish that says, Man tracht und Gott lacht. People plan and God laughs. Is that how you're feeling, Gemini? That doesn't matter how much you plan and how things seem to almost be accurate and perfect, then suddenly something comes along and be like, nope, not this time, Super annoying, right? But guess what happened? I ended up finding the actual perfect place. We tend to look at life as either good or bad. The circumstances are either for us or against us. But I tend to see things, and the story, resonates with that. I tend to see things and events as roadblocks, road signs that are meant to kind of lead us to, hold on, there is something better or something more accurate. Worth thinking about it. Okay, Gemini? All right. Cards, tarot, life, spirit, universe. Give me guidance for the collective of Gemini for the month of April, please. Yeah, that's going to happen, and I shouldn't be annoyed by it because it is a football field or baseball field, but I'm going to be annoyed by it because I'm really tapped into your energy, Gemini. You get distracted so easy, but it's not because what people tend to think that you're not focused. It's just because you're so hypersensitive to everything around you. I get it. I have Gemini in my map. I get it. And here he is behind me. No, that's like so funny. You know what? That's like hysterically funny. Hold on. I'm back. Hi, Gemini. So we were in the baseball field, and we had guys playing football behind us. It was completely empty when I walked past it, and then when I came back. The minute I started talking to you, bam, they come. It's almost like the universe is doing it on purpose for us, right, Gemini? You're feeling like, can I just get a break? What if, instead of trying to control the environment that is uncontrollable in general, but also seemingly lately or throughout the month of April, maybe that's going to be our challenge. Maybe the message is to focus on the places and the things that we do have control over, because they are within the confinement of our own walls, literally and figuratively. We can't control other people, we can control ourselves. We can control public places, we can control our bedroom. Everything I tried to do for you guys today got totally messed up until I finally sat down to my desk and my lights and just be like, this is where we're doing this, because this is mine. And there will be no interruptions, right? So Gemini, maybe this is like the guideline for our reading for our next month, for April. For now, to retreat. If it's not working out, instead of fighting it, either join it or let go of it. It's not the time to battle Mother Nature. I don't think it's ever really the time, but you know. You losing control over the outside does not mean you don't have control over yourself. Some things are just not made to be controlled by us, and some things just require different timing or different approach. And for us to figure that out, we need to sometimes retrieve inward or completely outside of the picture to get a better look at it, to change the perspective. I feel like there's time of, you know, a little bit backing off and healing that is required. Healing to the situation, healing to the point of view on the situation. Even once you go back to the reality that is driving you nuts right now, everything will be the same. You won't be the same. You will have a different energy with you. You will have a different approach. All right, let's go to the cards. Collective of Gemini for the month of April. We already know so much just because of me walking my dog on the river trying to find a place for your reading. And I've been tapped into your energy for the past couple of hours and everything was all over the place and everything got messed up. I even before this reading made myself a cup of coffee for the reading and it got spilled. I made the wrong movement, it got spilled. I'm like, okay, done. I'm leaving this. I'm not doing this. I'm not drinking this. I'm not sitting there. I'm here where it's safe and calm. Sometimes it's not being fearful or it's not about giving up. Sometimes it's just about being smart. You don't always have to be right. Sometimes you can just be smart. And who's to say what is right? Those guys playing there, maybe they were like, oh, she's so rude. This is our field. We're supposed to be playing here, not be worried about her laptop. I don't know. I haven't spoken to them, but maybe that, you know. And who's to say that mine is right and theirs is wrong? Yeah. You can be annoyed by things, but that doesn't mean that you're right. That doesn't mean it even matters. Sometimes it just doesn't matter who's right. Sometimes what matters is for you to be calm and happy and to get your shit done. It's the ego that tries to make it work no matter what. Because they tell us, oh, you can make everything you want come true. Yes, within the confinements of your own wishes and dreams, but not when it comes to controlling others. In that case, you need to find the environment and the people who support what it is that you want and, you know, and lead a similar life or have a same goal and want to walk a similar path. That's when there's room for cooperation. But if you put yourself in the wrong place and the wrong time and be like, why is this not working? You're acting like a kid. Grow up. It's not even like emotional maturity. It's spiritual maturity. It's both. I'm sorry. My hair is like, wow, you know, I feel like you guys are really going through some annoyance because like everything annoys me. Since like I was so calm and enjoyed the day. It was like beautiful weather, walking my dog on the river, thinking about the next video I'm going to do. I'm like, I'm going to tap into Gemini. And ever since I tapped into Gemini, it's like everything got so upsetting. Are you okay? I love you, Gemini. It's going to be fine. Okay, first card. 4 of Wands. See, everything is going to be fine. There is a place for cooperation. There is a place of a shared goal. There are people who support you and see eye to eye. You just need to see them eye to eye. Look at them. Don't look outside where it doesn't work. Focus on where it does work. Right now, this reading is going great. No one is bothering us, right? Because it's my home. You have that home. You have that, you have those places. Focus on that. But we need more, right? It's not enough. Oh, I say we need more, and I'm getting like 20 cards down. I'm going to show this to you just for the heck of it. Second, I say we need more. Bam. Okay, we're not going to take all of those. I'm not even going to look because then I'll be tempted to have them all be our reading. That's too much. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll take these. King of Wands. The Lovers. Ooh. Some of you are getting married to fire signs. Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. Maybe just a character of the fire sign. Oh no, the Emperor. Yep, definitely a fire sign. Very strong Aries. Both the Emperor is the major arcana that represents Aries. The King of Wands is the minor arcana that represents Aries. And I have 3 4s. 4 of Wands. King is 4, obviously. King of Wands, month of April, right now, Aries season, number 4. And the Emperor, which is also number 4 in the major arcana cards. And the Queen of Cups. Okay. I'm going to say something and it will sound weird. So I have a king and a queen, yay. I have the lovers, yay. The wedding card, wonderful. Except that it's not so wonderful. Why? King of Wands has his back to her. They are elements that are not good for each other. The water turns off the fire. This guy wants to go fast and passionate. This girl wants to go deep and meaningful. And it's like, not to say that there isn't room for union, because I do have the lovers and I do have the 4 of Wands. The highest expression of unions, right? But there's no seeing eye to eye, so, and those are the characters that are operating right now within reality. Okay, potential, spirituality, and soul union contracts. Maybe the 2 of you have decided on a soulful level that this is, you guys are what you guys are for each other. But maybe right now, it's not the right time. It's not the right place. It's not the right energy. And there's just no clicking. This could be a representation of recent past and present. And I'm saying this because I have such strong cards of union. So let's see what happens throughout April. Some of you are preventing yourself from being in this place because you are in a wrong connection, maybe karmic relationship, where it's very passionate and very strong. Those are very strong, passionate characters, but it's just not right. The elements just don't support each other. This brings us back to how we started this reading, to not try to force the elements. Okay. So either you are involved with someone who is involved with someone else that is preventing you guys from doing this. Or you are yourself involved with someone who isn't right for you, and you yourself are preventing, you need to open the path. The Lover speaks about the path towards soulful reunions, not only with like the soulmate, but also with our own path and, best fulfillment. And for that to happen, we have to clear away of anything that doesn't work. The Lover speaks about clearing the path. People who are wrong for us, situations that are not good for us, jobs, everything that takes place in our energy and in our, that takes room, that isn't right. Okay? The card that falls down, 10 of Wands. Like this, heavy burdens. We can't find our way because we're trying to control everything. instead of just letting it go and focus on the path that we're actually walking on, which makes a lot of sense with how, once again, we started this reading. But I have it in the reverse. So maybe this is a good sign. Maybe you just don't have a choice but letting go. Maybe the universe is like pushing you out of places you should not be at. Like what happened to me. Every single place I was at that I tried to do this reading was like, nope, nope, no. And then I'm just like, I'm just going into my element. I'm just going into my room. You have to tap into your element to find what is most suitable to your element. Does that make sense? Like, how will you find your piece of the puzzle if you're not that piece of the puzzle that matches that thing that is searching you? Interesting. Another interesting thing that I would like to point out in case it's relevant for any of you, I said 4, 4, 4, 3 4s, but also this 4 is also the card of the 11, 11. You see those two wands, I'm sorry, and 2 wands. And the Queen of Cups represents November and Scorpio. November be 11. So I have 4, 4, 4 confined with 11, 11. So the structure, the 4, the triple 4, that we can control or not control, but the structure of ourselves is now defined by the path of the 11, which is the soul connection, the soul unions, the soul contracts, soulmates, twin flames. So if things are not working out right now, just listen. Just listen to what your soul is trying to guide you towards. Or just take a few steps back. Maybe it's the wrong timing. Let's keep going. Gemini, April. Actually, I feel like this is time for clarifying the cards that we have on the table. And then after that, we'll go to bottom of the deck. And then we'll finish up with your monthly rune. Okay, Gemini? Now you can see. And this is going into your extended. I want to clarify this King of Wands and the Emperor, because I feel like either it's the same person, either you or someone else in your life that is going through a growth, because, you know, from the king to a god. Both of them are highly impressive, but he's a king of his own element in the daily life. The Emperor gives him like the immortal characteristics of his potential, the more spiritual potential, more vast point of view, energy, ruling type of abilities. It's like one step above this worldly realm that we're familiar with. So let's clarify. Yeah, someone, either you or someone you're dealing with, is going through a growth. They're tapping into what it is that they need to be to match your frequency. And you're still Queen of Cups, or the other person is still Queen of Cups. So the person that is going through that growth, great. But the other person also needs to go through that growth to match the frequency. And if they don't rise to the occasion, then you need to be able to recognize that you've maybe outgrown each other, or one of you has outgrown the other, because that's the secret of a lasting connection. Growing together, keeping the frequency, the vibrational level, matching. If it doesn't match and one outgrows the other, then it was a karmic thing and you've learned, and now moving on with your journey. Letting go of what isn't working anymore and not holding on just because you want to control it. Better have one wand that works, which you can rule with, over 10 that just makes you fall down. You can't do anything with. Clarify for me, please. King of Wands and the Emperor. Thank you. 5 of Wands. And, I'm sorry, 5 of Cups. And the 10 of Cups. Okay. 10 of Cups, 4 of Wands, the Lovers. Someone is either getting married or already is, or is in a place, if we look at the narrative, that they're willing to let go of what isn't working anymore to focus on what does work in order to be in the place of the 10 of Cups, right? Because 5 of Cups here, notice he's holding 2 of Cups and they're full and great, but he's focused on the 3 cups that he's lost with blood and the dead fish, whatever. But those 2 cups are actually the secret, the key to this. See how they're holding 2 cups? To the 10 of Cups. But he's with his back to it. And it's very real. This is a minor arcana. It's very real. Especially if I have, again, the 4 of Wands and the Lovers. So this person is now going through the growth that they need to go through to recognize this. That's great. It also actually fell down this way. So even though they're still focused down, they're starting to lift their head up to see what could possibly be of it. Another interesting thing that I have here. There is a waterfall here behind him in the background, and she has a waterfall in the background. And she's holding 1 cup to herself. Some of you are letting go of all this to go towards the Queen of Cups. Some of you, the Queen of Cups is the thing that is no longer with you, that you need to turn your back to in order to see this. You know your narrative, guys. Don't ask me, but which one? I mean, seriously, then come to a private session and I'll tell you. But if it's a general reading, then you need to be able to have an awareness to know which one is your narrative. Interestingly enough, I put back the Queen of Cups in reverse. So yeah, and we started with this not being your element, or you not being their element. I feel like most of you are in something that isn't accurate with their energy, with their element. And you need to, I guess, turn your back to it in order to have the real thing. Okay? But if you are, okay, some of you, similar but upside down. Some of you, she's upright. Some of you need to actually lift your head up and see her because she's the person in here. You know, just, you know your narrative. But now let's clarify the Queen of Cups. Clarify the Queen of Cups. Thank you. King of Pentacles. And funny enough, the King of Pentacles, before I started mixing and asking for clarification, he was in the bottom of the deck. The King of Pentacles has been coming up a lot in the past month's reading. I think in the past 2 months reading. King of Pentacles is Earth. It could be Capricorn. It could be Taurus. It could be Virgo. The way I analyze the cards, King of Cups is January, aka more so Capricorn. So I have a very strong Capricorn. I have a very strong Aries. I have a Queen of Cups in reverse. Some of you have 2 kings that you can't make a choice between. It keeps you confused. Just tap into your intuition and look towards the person that is stepping up into his godly potential. Some of you are in a wrong relationship with someone who's just not in your elements and you're trying to forcefully control it. Some of you are doing both. You know? meaning the aspect of having two options. You are held in one out of habit or out of controlling or out of, I don't know what. Yeah, the Fool. Just, you can't be confined to how things should be. The King of Pentacles is very much into his status and what's the right thing to do, but social-wise, like what will people think, what will people say, how will it make me look? And the Fool is the opposite. The Fool is like, nope, what will make me happy? What will make my heart happy? Even though he takes the most risk the King of Pentacles will take is calculated risk. The Fool just jumps from the cliff and like, I know I'm gonna fly, don't worry, I'm gonna fly. He doesn't end up flying, by the way. The Alchemist. So yeah, some of you are holding on to either a relationship or a state of mind or a job just based off of trying to make it work by force, to control it, to not disappoint yourself, to not disappoint your environment, to hold your status, to hold to what you think the way things should be. But Spirit is telling you the Fool. Be the Fool. Take the risk of people looking at you weird, but doing what you think is true. The Queen of Cups, when she's not in reverse, by the way, is extremely true to herself and to how, you know, to the depths of her knowledge, of her inner intuition. She listens. I have many cards here of, you know, it's not as much, because I don't have Five of Swords, I don't have Two of Pentacles, I don't think it's like you don't know which path to take. Should I be with my brain or should I be with my heart? Should I hold on to what I know or should I take a risk? I feel like it's more so that you're going through the process of going from one to the other. So I'm thinking, this is not me having to tell you, can you listen to your heart, please? This is me just kind of seeing the process that you're going through, that I feel like you already understand this. Like you already know this. So maybe what you need from this reading is the encouragement. Is me telling you, yeah, it's okay. Don't be scared. You're good. All right. So I feel like this month of April is not as much about necessarily, maybe for some of you, an actual union and tapping into what is right, but more so the process towards there. But you do need to do the proper actions. Letting go of all the 10 of Wands, everything that doesn't serve you right. Focus on one wand. 4, 11, 11. He also only holds one wand. And this, he's getting up from his seat, from his royal. He's taking the journey, taking the risk. And, you know, he took the risk of losing kingdom, but he gained godliness, being immortal. So it's a risk worth taking, I guess. You're already there. You're already like, you've already made up your mind. You just maybe needed me to kind of support that. And if you are challenged in between two, the one that walks the path towards, you know, his ultimate truth or her ultimate truth. And you need to do the same thing, right? The Wheel of Fortune, of course. Yeah, this is inevitable. This is like, you're really, really tapped into the, starting to be tapped. You weren't so far, perhaps, starting to be tapped into the universal well. And with that, bottom of the deck, Strength card. If you watch Scorpio, I explained there a little bit, but I'll explain here as well. The Strength card speaks about our white magic, meaning us not needing to control the reality in order to manifest our will, because we are so connected to our soul contracts and to the universal contracts and the growth and the evolution of them both. So what we want is automatically what the universe wants, and vice versa. There's synchronicity. So it's like things are just happening the way you feel like they should happen, right? Universe supports, because you're no longer trying to control what isn't really right for you. You're no longer in the karmic cycle, or hopefully you're no longer tapping out of it. So it seems like when you're doing what is actually resonating with you and with the universal spirit and you know, collective consciousness, then things are starting to really work in your favor and just universe supply. And whereas when you were in a place that wasn't accurate for you, everything got always messed up and wasn't working. Now that you're on your path to what is working for you, now you're starting to get the serendipity and the synchronicities, and everything started to be easy, and just the path is just opening up for you, and no more roadblocks, more so road signs that are very clear. So during April, I feel like many of you Sun, Moon, and Rising Geminis, people who are drawn to my videos, and this has been going on for a few months now, but I feel like in the past few months, it was more of the struggle of making the decision and still being stuck. But now it's just like, okay, I know. Now I know. Now I just need to do it. And now you're starting to get the help. And as the season changes, spring is coming, spring is coming, spring is coming. Winter is no longer coming. Haha. Sorry, Game of Thrones. I'm a geek. We're again in the bottom of the deck already. So we clarified. Now we're at the bottom of the deck. This is part of your extended Gemini, just so you know. The Sun, the Hierophant. I have to show this. Okay, I want to focus on these cards for a second. We got this, right? We got this. Strength. Wheel of Fortune. The Sun. Some of you are going to really be in the spotlight. Like the Sun and the Wheel of Fortune and Strength. That's like if you're an actor, good times. Four of Cups, Temperance, Nine of Cups, Ace of Cups, Queen of Swords, the Tower, the World. I couldn't not take the World. Like, I couldn't. Oh, hell. Damn it. This reading is getting... Okay. I have to take these next two because I have Seven of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles, which finally we have a queen that, you know, matches the energy of one of the kings here, the King of Pentacles. So this tells me that the process that we're going through here will create the alignment, right? Okay, I'm going to stop organizing and start talking. So, understanding, spiritual understanding, emotional understandings, energetic understandings of what is our path. What is our path? With the Lover's card, and we were taking those leaps of faith with the Fool. Universe starts to align. Success comes. Awareness. We now know. The Hierophant. We now know. We're also finding the balance. Next to the Tower, I don't know. It's complicated, but eventually, after maybe a Tower moment, there will be balance between the structure and the archetype. Okay, between the collective, the social wisdom, and the inner wisdom, between what is right society-wise and what is right between the heart, in the heart-wise. Okay, because the Hierophant is balance, is intuition, is knowing. If I have him with the Tower, I feel like certain things need to collapse first. So, certain dogmas, certain way of life. It could, again, it could be a job, it could be a relationship, something that isn't working anymore, that you need to collapse in order to make room for what works. And eventually, with the world, especially with the Hierophant, happy ending. All is good. So don't worry throughout this journey. Finally, some minor arcana that I see like the potential is going down, starting to affect the reality. Okay, you shifted your energy, you shifted your mind, the way you think, you shifted the way you feel, and then it starts showing in your reality. We have some minors. You took it all within with focus. You stop trying to control the environment and you realize the control needs to be within yourself. Healing, balance. The alchemist, especially underneath the Wheel of Fortune, it's like someone who really manages to make the impossible possible. A wish fulfilled, the Nine of Cups, a wish of the heart, the Ace of Cups. And I have here the World, and I have here the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. So this can go through April, even down to May. This process, this journey. So a king and a queen of the same element. Great. The Queen of Swords here that is right underneath the Tower, something needs to be broken down, or someone. It's a process that already started in February. And with this Queen of Swords that is going through a Tower, I have the Queen of Cups. The only queen in this reading and the only king in this reading that have a match are the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. So everything that isn't resonating with your element will find a way out. If it takes some Tower moments, don't look at it as devastation. It's part of your liberation and of letting go things that are too heavy that you just can't hold on to anymore. Okay? Now, this King of Wands is still growing into the Emperor. So, just, if it's going to be a hard decision, just make the decision that goes with your element. Okay? That your heart supports, that the universe supports, where things are just starting to click. Don't see it now, the clicking? Wait. This month will start unveiling things. Things will really start to coming into light. The Wheel of Fortune will bring truth into light. Inner truth and environmental truth. Things will no longer be hidden or, you know, manipulative. It's just going to be, all that is going to be out. The Tower will run its course. Nice. Nice. I'm going to go away. I was just pausing, just taking a moment to look at them again. This doesn't necessarily mean other characters, all the kings and the queens. I mean, of course, it also means that, but what is in our environment is a representation of what is in our inside, right? See here? There's a small wheel, like in clocks. It turns around the bigger wheel. So, as within, so is outside. As above, so below. It's always, everything affects the other, the butterfly effect. So if we are not aligned within ourselves, if we haven't reached harmony within our own elements, if we haven't found our own peace and path, then it will be expressed in our environment. We'll have either many options, many people, confusion. But once we tap into it, then the environment starts just aligning. And that doesn't work just kind of finds its way out, and that should and does work finds its way in, back in, stronger in, whatever your story is. So all these queens and kings could be just aspects of ourselves, but of course, people in our environment. Also, if you are in the fields of arts, a lot of success, a lot of being in the spotlight, really enjoying what you do. I have here the sun, I have here the strength. It's like the world. Some of you are going to get a real opportunity. Hello, can you see me? That's like famous success. That's like really being like international success for some of you. Of course, not all of you are now going to be, but you know, for those who are on that journey and it's relevant to them, maybe you're waiting for answers from a very big audition or a huge opportunity. Because I have here a lot of actors. See, I have queens and kings. It's like, yeah, so for some of you, that is an option. Something that is destined, that you've worked for a long, long time, and then finally it clicks in. Because I do have wishes coming true. And the Ace of Cups. Things that are fulfilled. It's also the genie, you know, like, what is your wish? What would you want? Here, let me give you this gift. For those of you that resonate with that, that's pretty awesome. And then we start with the 10 of Cups. Remember? And then we finished with the 9 of Cups and the Ace of Cups. So what started as a full idea, as a vision, as an ideal, is now not divided, but like now we finally see the details of it, what it's made of. Okay, it was like an idea in our head, and now we can actually see what is the matter that it's made of. We felt like something really truthful is coming into our life. We weren't sure in what way, what exactly would it be. Now we have a name and a face to it. Okay? The specific project that is going to give us this opportunity that we knew is coming. The specific person, partner that we felt like is coming into our life, but we weren't sure who, what, how. Things will start to be so much more clear. It started out so messy, and it got itself all sorted out. Good job, Gemini. In the following month. I know, it's a process. Some of you are already in it. Some of you will take more than a month, maybe 2 months even, because I saw May. Maybe November, I don't know. Oh, each of you has their own, you know, energetic growth. But I didn't have too much pain or just like small annoyances, but things are really starting to get better and easier with spring, with the sun that is coming, literally and figuratively. Okay, Gemini, let's finish up with a monthly rune for you. Those of you who don't know, if you're just joining my video, I've started for the month of April to do for all the zodiacs to conclude with a rune. Runes are Celtic divination symbols. Sigils, they're carved on stones or on wood. They're way more ancient than the tarot. They come from the Nordic tribes. If you know the mythology of King Arthur, the Merlin, the wizard, used to carry a sack of them. That's how he did his divination. But they are a language. Every rune is actually a letter. And they're energy workers. And they are very earthly. Alright? So now that we have that, can you hear me next to that? They're in a metal box right now. Usually I carry them in a sack, but now they're out of the sack. So a rune for Gemini for the month of April, please. You're the first sign during this month to receive a reversed rune. So this is Thurisaz. Thurisaz. It's like this and it's upright. It's like this and it's reversed. This is the hammer of Thor, a Nordic god, a god of war. And that hammer was used to break down the frozen earth, to allow it to become fertile again, to make room for life. Thors are giants in the mythology. The hammer of Thor could defeat giants. So even though it's about winning adversity and going off to battle to win something that is very important, for example, winning, bring life back to the earth, making it fertile again. It also represents the need of strength and endurance and patience in the face of adversity. And it can represent ego. And it represents a hammer that is sharp, that is literally digging through the ice. But what I received it in reversed. Silence upright. Ego will come against you this coming month. Trying to defeat the forces of nature is not an option. Not when the Thor hammer is in its reverse. It's just a repetition of this entire reading. And I find it to be pretty cool. Allow the universe to show you the way. Make it organic. Don't go into needless battles. Choose your battles, right? Don't be the one that paves the way of other things. Just be the one who find yourself in the way. Dodge bullets. Focus on what does work. Speak to the people who are benevolent to you. Try to avoid people who are not benevolent to you. Gathering, situation, etc. Don't go with your ego. Find your peace. Find your silence. Find your right people. Because this is also like being just with the wrong people. Not having a support system. You want to have a support system. And for that, you just need to be like, again, retrieving from what isn't working. And when I'm saying what isn't working, don't be like, but on the surface it should be working because this person should be this and this to me. This is not about, once again, this is not about what should be. This is about what is. Listen to the energy between you and the person in front of you, or the energy in the room. How are you feeling when you're in the room? There's no right and wrong. Don't try to fight it or control it. Just breathe and listen. If you're happy in a place, stay there. If you're not, don't go there. Okay? Harness your energy. There's a term in Arabic. It's called hudna. Many people confuse it as peace, but it's actually the peace before the storm, or more so retrieving to gain more strength and kind of figure out a new strategy before you're going out there again. So this is what you need to be right now. This is not to say that you're rolling over and playing dead. I wrote in one of my posts on my Instagram. By the way, you can follow my Instagram, The Existential Shifter. I write things there. So I wrote, I don't roll over and play dead. I roll over and roar elsewhere. Know where you are roaring and know where you should be rolling over. Again, be smart versus being right. Okay? All right, Gemini. This was a cool reading. We went to a field. You don't know this, but I also tried this in my balcony. And there was a group of people really loud down, underneath my building that was screaming. And I'm like on the 3rd floor. So like, how can I hear you? And then my coffee fell down. I was like, no, I'm going in. We're done. I just didn't edit it within so you don't see the mess. Because you feel like already you have enough of a mess, right? It will sort itself out. Just let it. Okay, just listen to the signs. Take a right here. Okay, I'm taking right. Take a left here. Okay, I'm taking left. Don't fight it. Thank you so much for subscribing. I love that you come back and that you enjoy my videos. Thank you for your comments. It helps me to know that it resonates and that I help you, and you know, it gives me the fuel to keep going. Those are general readings, keep in mind. So if it doesn't resonate, watch your sun, moon, rising, and Venus, or video that its headline kind of lured you there. Okay. If you really want to know what it means exactly to your narrative, you can book a private session with me. I'm here. Scroll down to the information box underneath the video. My email is there. You know, talk to me, and I'll talk to you. Right? And have a wonderful April, and I will see you again in May. Thank you.